Hello, fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today with this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, W-I-P, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you're working on and work alongside while I chat, or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. It is DP for Pets month, so I am still working on my DP for Pets first canvas, which is my Fiona Butterfly Dragon, and it's going really quick, way quicker than I thought. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm just going to jump in so I can get started and zoom into where I'm going to be working. These are the only sections I've got left, only 4. So yeah. Let me move things around and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, I've got my timer started. Let me grab some drills and get going here. All right, I'm going to start with my life update. So what's going on in my life? Currently, we are all trying to get together for birthday celebrations. We haven't really gotten together as a family since probably Christmas. We have lots of birthdays. Pretty much everyone but my youngest has birthdays in the first half of the year. So it's always a bit weird because we usually, I think last year we did the same thing. We kind of wait until the middle of the year, middle of June, for everyone to get together and do birthdays. So it's kind of everyone's birthdays except my youngest. So a bit strange for him, but anyway, everyone's having conflicts and we can't figure out when to do it. So we haven't found a time where everybody could get together. So that's been fun because, my daughter doesn't live with this. Of course, my brother works, my sister works, my brother-in-law works, my husband works. People are still in school, all that kind of stuff. So more on that in just a minute, but let me get back into my notes and we'll talk about my notes first. Because if I go out of order, I'll forget stuff because I'm old and that's how my brain works now. Okay. We last weekend painted my daughter's old room. Went out, got the same brand of paint, same sheen, everything, but I guess it's just old enough paint that it didn't quite match. I mean, we painted pretty much most of the walls, except we didn't cut in at the top and bottom or around like doors and windows, and it's just still noticeable that we didn't. So this weekend we get to go back in. Well, my husband gets to go back in. I actually painted last weekend and it took a good 2 days before my carpal tunnel calmed down enough for me to be able to do anything. So yeah, I told my husband, sorry. I mean, I actually like to paint, so it's kind of a bummer that I can't do that because I was going to do it on my own. But after painting last weekend, I was like, I can't even hardly hold a brush. There's no way I can do all this by myself. I mean, I was going to do it by myself so my husband didn't have to waste his weekend off doing it, but yeah. So anyway, we get to finish repainting that. And then once it's repainted, I'm going to use it, like I said, to store things as I start going through the house and all of that. So we'll see what happens because I'm also depending on trying to figure out some other stuff, but more on that in a minute. What else is going on? Hubby is still looking for a new vehicle for us. He wants to get something that can tow a trailer because he wants to buy a trailer, and then we're planning on using that for our move so that we don't have to spend a bunch of money paying, a moving company, or we may look into U-Hauls, but I just don't know because we're moving basically from the middle of the U.S. Like, I know that we've seen people who've said that they were able to take their U-Haul across the border for their move, but it's typically people who live in states that are right on the border with Canada. So I don't know if we do it from here. We haven't looked into it yet, so we'll see. But it would be easier if it was just our own vehicles, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, he's been trying to find this one SUV that he really, really wanted, and every deal that he's made for it has fallen through. They're just, I don't know if it's because it's the kind of SUV that he wants, that it's popular. I don't know if these people are just, you know, when he goes to the dealership and talks, if they just, like, he'll think they've made a deal and then he leaves and, you know, they call him back and say, oh, sorry, we can't really do this because they had talked to their manager or whatever. And it just ended up not going through. So after he came home really frustrated a couple of times, I said, you know, why do you have to have that SUV in particular? Like, what's so good about that one? And he had been looking at it mostly because it was, you know, we need something that will tow the trailer. But I'm like, I personally would rather just get a truck with an extended cab. For me, it would be about the same. He is absolutely adamant he does not want a truck. I think it would be useful for a lot of other things, but whatever. He's the one who ends up doing all of the car shopping, so I'm not going to argue too much about what he gets. And an SUV would be probably more comfortable for a long cross-country drive, which is essentially what we're going to be doing. So he's given up on the one that he was looking at, and now he's going to be, I guess, looking at a bunch of different ones. I don't know. The car market is so weird right now, and I'm not looking forward to another car payment, so I'm fine if it gets put off a little while. So he's been doing that. Last weekend was citywide garage sales. It rained all weekend because, of course it did. Whenever you have citywide garage sales, that's what happens, right? So I was kind of glad we ended up not having one because, yeah, trying to have a garage sale in the rain is always terrible. It just, you know, people don't come out. Even when it's a citywide garage sale, the weather just turns people off. So I don't think that most people probably did very well. And it wasn't really about the money for us anyway. It was about getting rid of stuff, which I still need to do. So I need to start working on that. I have been gathering some stuff up in addition to our city. Like last weekend was garage sale weekend. The weekend before that was leaf and limb pickup day. And then they have a shred day. So this weekend was their shred service. So I had a bunch of old paperwork and things that I've been meaning to get rid of. And I just have like a small, you know, personal size shredder. And I shred a lot of our personal documents once I'm done with them. Like at the end of every year, I'll go through and shred all the you know, like health insurance documents and, you know, bills and any of that kind of stuff that I've hung on to. I'll shred all that, but it just gets to be a lot. And I have a lot of stuff out in the garage that was in storage that I actually don't need. So I got rid of that all on shred day. Next week will be trash pickup day because the city will come around. Actually, I think the people that do our trash service are doing it. The city's paying them to do it. But basically anything that didn't sell in your garage sale, people can put out at the curb for them to come. They'll do like a big junk pickup kind of thing, which is nice that they do that, but also it makes the place look kind of junky for a couple of weeks. Usually it's the same week as garage sales. Like they'll have garage sales on, you know, the weekend, and then the next Monday will be trash pickup. I think maybe because the city isn't doing it this year, because this trash company is doing it, they couldn't do it on the Monday right after, whatever. So kind of stuff is having to sit around for a week. And so like when my son and I go on our walks, there's just a bunch of trash kind of sitting out in everybody's sidewalks and, you know, curbs because they're waiting for the trash people to come pick it up. So that's not necessarily nice, but I guess nice at least that they're doing it for free. And I'm definitely glad that I can take advantage of their free shredding because that's nice. All right, what else? Oh, speaking of getting ready for the move, you know, we're trying to figure out if we're actually going to be able to move by September. I mean, we want to move because, you know, the whole goal is for my husband to be able to spend time with his dad. And his dad while his dad isn't necessarily, like I said, sick anymore, he is still suffering from dementia. And the kind of dementia he has, it's called a body dementia. And so he forgets things like how to swallow. So they have to be really careful with him when he eats and stuff like that. Plus his dad is like 85, somewhere in there. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left, even if he's not ill. And so I don't want my husband to miss out on any of that. However, we have lots of other things going on as well. And that includes, like, one of my nephews is going to graduate from college in December. Then one of my other nephews is going to be graduating from high school next year. My youngest, crossing my fingers, should be done with his college degree next year. So that'd be 2 graduations in May. I don't think my son is actually going to walk across the stage. My daughter didn't either. I couldn't convince either one of them to do it. So, and I wasn't going to make them if they didn't want to. So, but anyway, so, you know, now it's like, well, do we stay for those kinds of things? We can still go visit his dad, but it's not the same as being there. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. And my husband and I just kind of tentatively agreed that we would like to move as soon as possible. But I think we've kind of just decided that we're not going to put necessarily a time frame on it. You know, we don't know how long it's going to take us to get a new vehicle. We don't know how long it's going to take us to get the trailer, how long it's going to take us to get everything kind of sorted, how long it will take to sell our house, all that stuff. So I think we just kind of said, well, it'll happen as it happens. We'll just figure things out. Maybe something will happen and we end up needing to move sooner. Maybe it won't and we end up moving later than we thought, but either way, it's all good. And there are, you know, a few non-essential things to figure out. Like, I still want to, even if I am not conversationally fluent, I would at least like to be able to understand things that people say in French. And so I need to figure out how I'm going to approach that. If I'm going to, someone pointed out, like, Canadian community colleges and the like have programs for people to learn French. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to do like Rosetta Stone or Babbel or something like that. I don't know. I'm still figuring all of that out. So that's something to do. And I'm constantly amazed at how different things will be once we get up there. Because my husband was all excited because Canadian football started this week. And I said, what do you mean it started this week? And he's like, yeah, their season started. I'm like, it's June. June is not football season. But apparently it is if you live in Canada. So yeah, just lots of changes that will be heading my way. And I guess I won't be too sad if some of them get put off for a while. All right, before I get into my diamond painting update, let's have the drawing for my week number 2 giveaway. So let me zoom out a bit and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, let's do the drawing for week 2. And I've added in everybody because I've had people add themselves as they get going. So let's just spin the wheel here and see who this week's winner is for number 2, Angela C. All right, Angela C, you are this week's week number 2 winner. So send me an email, diamondpaintinganonymous@gmail.com, and send me your mailing information so that I can get your package out to you. So that is drawing for winner of week number 2. All right, zoomed back in. Let me start with my diamond painting update. Okay, so let me figure out where I was here again. Diamond painting update. You guys, so many things going on, but things are going faster than I thought. So happy to report that I've already finished up a couple of projects that I wanted to do. I've got a couple of projects for Pride that I was able to finish, so super happy about that. This one, like I said, is going so much faster than I thought it would. Making a really good progress on this, hoping in the next couple of days actually that I'll be finished with this one, and then I can move on to another project for DP for Pets. And this will also maybe let me get some stuff done that is on my artist series as well. This particular kit is already on my artist series. I've told you guys that. but I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. I have 4 or 5 choices that I could pick, and I'm just undecided. There's ones I feel like I should work on, and there's ones that I kind of want to do, and then there's ones that I'm like, well, and as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I just said, you know, one of my things this year was going to be that I was going to work on stuff that I want to work on, not stuff that I feel like I have to work on. So yeah, I'm gonna take that attitude back, go look at my list of possible kits, and pick out the one I want to work on, because that will make me happy. Like working on this one has made me happy. I'm happy because it's gone really quickly. I love the color scheme. You know, I wasn't actually sure when I bought it if the pinks and purples would be too much for me, but I'm actually really enjoying them. I really like the pastel kind of color palette this kit has going on. So yeah, enjoying it. All right, let's see. What color do I want to do next? Also, this is supposed to be their E310 glow-in-the-dark drills, but I gotta say, I don't think they're actually glow-in-the-dark. I'm gonna, like, you know, these will sit on my table under the light, and then if I move them like under the table, they don't really appear to glow. So I don't know if my lights just aren't bright enough. I mean, you would think my filming lights would be bright enough to charge them up. And this is a fairly new kit, so like this isn't one that's been, you know, sitting around in my stash for years and years. Like, do glow-in-the-dark drills go bad? Is that a thing? Does like their little photoluminescence or whatever it is, does it wear out after a while? I haven't noticed it actually being glow in the dark, so, which is fine with me. I didn't buy this kit for that reason anyway, but just a little bummed because, you know, that's what they're advertising. So, okay, what was I saying? I got sidetracked there. Yeah, finishing up several projects. You guys, why is June so busy? Like, I don't know, maybe I just don't pay enough attention in other months when I'm not doing an event, but it seems like there's a ton of events going on. I actually sat down yesterday to kind of go over, you know, my calendar and pick out, you know, just kind of make a rough plan of what kits am I planning to work on in the next 6 months. You know, because I have my diamond painting goals and trying to work from my stash, but I also have other, you know, newer things that I want to fit in as well. How do I make all that work? And I need some kind of game plan. And so I went out and I was looking at all of the events for the next 6 months, and it's like, it doesn't feel like there's as many in the second half of the year as there are in the first half. And I don't know if that's just my perception of it. I don't know if that's because, you know, the holidays typically, you know, once you hit like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the big major holidays, if that's part of the reason, because everyone knows people are busy with other things besides diamond painting. I don't know, it just seemed weird. Because I think I picked out, like, I want to do something for Christmas in July. I don't think I found anything, an event that I wanted to do in August. Of course, drills and chills in September and October, but I don't even know if I have a kit that would work for drills and chills. I got to go look at that. If I do, then I'll probably do it. And then I, you know, do my DP for vets in November. And then I know there's people who have events in December. I don't typically do events in December just because we're usually busy with other stuff. And, you know, my plans may all change too, depending on if and when we move. Well, I guess not if anymore, but when we move. So yeah, just trying to figure out what I'm doing coming up. I think I went out and was looking at it because I was all excited because this one is going so fast that I'm going to be done with it long before I thought I would be, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I also decided I need to spend some time. I've been really bad about not working on my heaven and earth design. It's been sitting there for so long, and I'm like, I really need to just commit to, you know, even if it's just like an hour a day or an hour a couple of times a week, to commit to making some progress on it so I don't feel like it's just sitting there. Either that or I just need to put it away and be like, yeah, I'm not going to work on this for a while. It's a square, so I think that has kind of put me off because squares always take longer. And it is very dark. The symbols are very dark in some spots, and so I have to get out my light pad to have any hope of seeing what the symbols are, which is frustrating for me. I don't really like using a light pad. It makes my eyes fatigued, and so whenever I have to do that, it's just... And I know I said I was going to work on things that I want to work on, but I want to get that done just so I can see it's done and move on to something else. I have discovered that while I don't mind doing some large projects, I need to be pretty invested in the image in order to keep myself motivated. Like I was really motivated to finish Diana, even though that painting was huge. My Heaven and Earth is much smaller than she was. But I was much more excited about working on that kit than I am about working on the Heaven and Earth design. And, you know, nothing against, I picked out the kit. I like the image. I just don't like it enough to force myself to work on it, apparently. And maybe it's one of those things where, you know, just I'm burnt out on it. I just need to admit I'm burnt out on it and move it for a while. But I'm stubborn that way. And so my instinct is just to be like, nope, I just need to buckle down and get it done. And then once it's done, then, you know, it goes in my portfolio and I don't have to worry about it anymore. But we'll see. Oh, you guys, I am constantly working on upping my editing skills and my camera skills. I've made some changes. My lighting has been driving me crazy. And after a weekend of several days spent fiddling with it to try and figure out what was the issue, it was the little plastic protector that I have was causing all kinds of issues with the lighting that I'm using. And, you know, here I am sitting here going, oh, it's my lighting, it's my lighting, it's my lighting. No, it wasn't. And so I've gotten rid of that, but that means I need to make other changes as well. So now I'm actually debating, because I'm going to be moving things all around anyway as we, you know, go through things and get rid of stuff in prep for the move. Do I actually want to move my film studio? Right now it's upstairs and I like that, which was actually a necessity for a long time because my knee was just going up and down the stairs all the time was not going to be good for my knee. And so I just left it up here. But now that we're going to have my daughter's room kind of all fixed up and repainted and everything, I'm kind of debating whether I want to move down there and film down there. But I've not filmed in that setup before, so I think I need to do some testing with it before I decide, yeah, this might be a good option. I'm getting close to 5,000 subscribers. So what would you guys like to see for, you know, I'd like to do something to kind of celebrate that milestone, but I just want to do a giveaway? If I do a giveaway, what kind of giveaway would you guys like to see? Just kind of trying to figure out what that would look like, what I want to do. I mean, I could just do like a kit giveaway or whatever. I don't have a problem doing that, but that's what I always do. And so it's like, well, do I need to do something different, or am I just overthinking this? Like, we're all diamond painters. We'd all be happy to get a diamond painting kit, right? That's cool. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if there's something besides just like a kit giveaway that maybe you'd be interested in. You guys, this is what I love about black drills. You can't really see where you mess it up until I bring it in here. You know, where I regularly diamond paint, I can't see that I haven't got all my drills straight, and then I bring it in here and I'm like, ooh, that's messed up and that's messed up. I try not to fuss about it too much because, yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. Once I get done, no one will know but me. Just like I've already made several mistakes in this kit, but I've just left them because no one will ever know but me. You know, if I misplace one pink drill over here or something, you'll never know. Oh, you guys, I've also enjoyed seeing everyone's progress for DP for Pets. The exit form will be opening soon, so if you've already finished your kit, be looking for that. It will open on the 15th, And my video on the 15th will have the link to the exit form, so be looking for that. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button and that bell, go ahead and do that now. That way you won't miss that video when it comes out. And I'm just having a lot of fun watching everybody else complete their kits. There are so many cute things that people have chosen to work on, and super excited. Can't wait to see what the montage, the final montage video is going to look like once everybody kind of finishes up and I get to look at everybody's finishes. So that's fun. Is anybody, what other events is everybody doing? Like I said, I want to do, I've got a couple of kits in mind for Christmas in July. I didn't really find anything in August that I want to do. Like, I think normally I would have been doing Summer with the Masters, but since it ends in July, I guess I could do a kit and just, do it in August, even though Summer with the Masters is over. It's not like I'm actually competing for the prizes or whatever. But yeah, what is everybody else doing? Well, that's an interesting question. Not only what are you doing, but like is there a go-to event that you don't miss every year? I mean, I would love it if you would say DP for pets or DP for vets or both. But you don't have to flatter my ego there. Just like, is there an event that you're like every year you're already planning ahead for it? I don't think I have anything like that. I mean, I try to do, well, maybe because I don't know that many events that have been consistent. I've only been diamond painting for, 3 years now? Is it 3 years? Yeah, 3 years, I think. I've seen a lot of events kind of come and go. Drills and Chills has always been around since I've started. Summer with the Masters started, I think, the year that I started. I don't know if they started the year that I started diamond painting or they started the year I started my YouTube channel. But either way, I think I have done it each year that it has been on, except for this year. But I don't think I have anything other than that I'm like, oh, absolutely, I have to do this particular event. I liked Summer with the Masters because it gave me an opportunity to do, something like a Muka or whatever. Ooh, I also forgot to look up Maxfield Parrish and see if he qualifies. I still have never done a custom. I want to do a custom diamond painting. Haven't done that yet. But then I'm always leery of, what company. I see so many people, even companies that I would think would be good at it. I've seen so many people are like, oh, these colors are off. This isn't charted well. Just makes you hesitant, especially to spend, money on a custom, something that you really want to do, and then it doesn't turn out the way that you want. Like, I don't want to have to make adjustments for skin tones if I did a person or all that kind of stuff. Like, I just want it to be right when it gets to me, right? I'm super enjoying the event, my event so far. Like I said, this kit has just gone so much faster than I thought it would. And so I'm super stoked that I'm going to be able to get more done than I was anticipating. I already got some things done for Pride, so you'll be seeing the finish of those in a video soon. And that means I'm free to work on other things that I didn't know that I would have time for. And I have all the kits done except for one for the Diamond Art Club Challenge. I haven't done one with a flower yet. And I kind of wanted to do my flower crazy one for that because I really wanted to work on that kit. But I need to look at some of my other kits and see if I can get something else that maybe is a little bit older out of my stash first. That would also qualify because that's the last one I have to do for that particular challenge. Yeah, I just really need to go back and figure out what I want to work on versus what I felt like I had to work on. Because like I said, because this one is working up so fast, I was like, oh, I'm going to have time to do more things. And so immediately, it's like when you discover that you had more money than you thought you did, and you're like, oh, I found, $50. Well, I'm going to spend that $50 on this and this and this. And before you know it, you've spent that $50 like 400 times. Does anyone else do that? Or is that just me? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, so I have extra time, and because I have extra time, that makes me think I have extra time to accomplish all the things. Maybe I just need to go through and look at not only stuff that I want to do, but what's something that would be fairly quick and easy to do. And then I could get that off my plate. You guys, there's like one lonely little 7. And while I appreciate, you know, the hand charting in detail, why not just make it the same color as this one? So I got to get this one out for this one little 7. All right. I think that's everything I wanted to tell you guys. Let me check my notes here. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you. Okay, let me zoom out. You guys can see how much I got done, and then we'll finish up this little whip and chat. Okay, you guys, I didn't get as much done as I thought I would. Maybe I was busy talking and not just diamond painting. Anyway, so just got these 3.5, I guess, sections left now. It's going really quickly. I finished all the outer stuff first so I could kind of save the dragon's little cute face and wings and everything for the end. And I'm actually glad that I did that. I normally work, you know, if I go to start at the top, work to the bottom, or start at the bottom, work to the top, and I just go all the way through. But yeah, having fun with this method, so I may do this again. All right, that's it for me today, guys. Congratulations to Angela, the winner. And don't forget to get me your email. Everybody, don't forget to do all the things so that maybe you can win next week. I will stick the entry form link down below again so that you guys can find it if you haven't filled it out yet. I think that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.